Part 184. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 1831. Since ancient times, affection can't be kept, only routines can win people's hearts. Fang Fan sighed, probably this is the feeling. It's just that Her Royal Highness's friendship is too deep, which makes Fang Fan seem a little flustered. Always feel like a scumbag. Is this wave of all-out deceit a bad idea? Do you have any unfulfilled wishes? I'm done for you. Queen Natasha continued to look at Fang Fan affectionately, her feelings continued to deepen. With the thought, Fang Fan's gaze was smooth. Then what, there are still some unfulfilled wishes. Where is the national treasure of your Chu kingdom, the true god fruit? I want to take it to see, maybe. Boy Fang Fan. Stop talking about love. Quick, come here and stop this guy. I can't handle it anymore. Come here. He has a godhead. Before Fang Fan finished speaking, Bai Piao yelled. I saw that Bai Piao in the distance was stubbornly intercepting Duke Haig, who was in an explosive state. At this moment, Duke Haig, who was shining white all over his body, was even able to display a combat power close to that of a one-star sanctuary. Strong enough to burst. Bai Piao is holding on with his own thick skin, but depending on the situation, he probably won't be able to last for long, maybe it won't be long, and he will follow Bengsi directly. Fang Fan sighed with emotion, and then used a quasi-holy level healing card, and his injuries instantly recovered. Fang Fan looked into the distance, and then he was about to get up. Prince, what are you going to do? You are so injured, let me go. I will never allow you to be hurt anymore. Queen Natasha looked at Fang Fan firmly, showing the attitude of wanting to protect her husband to the fullest. Fang Fan opened his mouth, the most difficult thing to bear the grace of a beauty. For my Natasha, so what if I die? I want to kill Duke Haig, and I want to eliminate future troubles for you. Natasha, wait for me. Fang Fan's eyeballs rolled, and then he used his strength to pull his body backwards, and rushed towards Duke Haig's direction. Prince. Queen Natasha stretched out her hand, wanting to scratch something, but Fang Fan had already galloped to a distance, and then her face gradually revealed some stunned expressions. Isn't the prince seriously injured? Isn't he already on the verge of death? The strength just now doesn't look like a seriously injured person at all. Also, why isn't his body bleeding anymore? The wounds have all healed. Is he all right? Queen Natasha murmured to herself, with rays of light in her eyes flickering, and she was completely ignorant at the moment. This guy cheated on me again. Queen Natasha stomped her feet and said angrily, then couldn't help but started gnashing her teeth, wishing she could pounce on Shangfan and take a few mouthfuls. Queen Natasha touched her lips, which still had some taste, feeling both angry and happy. Annoyed that Fang Fan has been dishonest. Congratulations that Fang Fan is safe and sound. How many secrets does he hide? Why can such a serious injury heal instantly? Queen Natasha murmured to herself, thoughts soared in her raised eyes, and the feeling at the corner of her mouth became more and more profound. In any case, he is my prince, the only prince of Chu kingdom. Queen Natasha said, feeling inexplicably sweet in her heart. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 1832. This is her man. She is about to follow the man of her life. Queen Natasha looked in Fang Fan's direction, and saw Fang Fan quickly attacking Duke Haig. As soon as Fang Fan thought about it, he couldn't help but become solemn. After all, the Duke of Haig at this moment is in a state of explosive combat power, and even has the combat power of almost a one-star sanctuary, which should not be underestimated. If you are not careful, you will lose everything. Fang Fan took a deep breath, clenched his hands tightly, and silently raised the corners of his mouth. Get ready to attack with all your might. Cough, 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 cough. Fang Fan boy, you can count, you can count. If you don't come again, I will really be beaten to death as an envoy. Damn, this guy's fighting power is too strong. Get rid of him. Don't let him run away, I can feel the aura of Godhead in him. While talking, Bai Piao's expression became more and more solemn, his body trembled unnaturally, all kinds of thoughts churned in his mind, and his face became flushed again and again. Even though he was spitting out blood at this moment, his heart was filled with joy. Godhead. The Godhead he had been looking forward to for a long time. Fang Fan's expression moved slightly, and his expression became very strange. Godhead. Really divine. Fang Fan opened his mouth, he really didn't hear clearly before, but now he was somewhat surprised when he heard the Godhead. Of course. Otherwise, why would this guy suddenly become so strong? It must be the Godhead that brought him supreme power. It must be so. Fang Fan, post it? Let's post it. Taking advantage of this opportunity, we must get the Godhead from him. As long as we get the Godhead, we are free to do what we do next. The power of the Godhead is too charming. Whirring whirring. Bai Piao panted heavily, his expression became more and more excited, all kinds of thoughts were churning in his mind, and his body was trembling extremely. Just relying on you, you also want a Godhead. Overestimate yourself. Duke Haig's bloody eyes scanned the surrounding area, and the surrounding momentum suddenly surged. Appears more powerful. His face is withering and aging at a speed visible to the naked eye. You bunch of ignorant ants. If you know the Duke's secret, go to hell. Even if this Duke runs out of lifespan today, he will kill you all. Explode. Endless God. Please give me strength. Please give me the power to explode. Duke Haig opened his bloody mouth, and then crazily devoured the surrounding spiritual power. Immediately, the strength unexpectedly skyrocketed again. 1-star sanctuary. It's kind of interesting. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes silently, and had a preliminary understanding of the power of this Godhead in his heart. It can directly increase the combat power of a low-level quasi-sacred realm to a 1-star holy realm. You can imagine how powerful it is. Looking at the withering face of Duke Haig, Fang Fan naturally knew what he had experienced. Ha ha ha. Fang Fan. Are you scared? Kneel down when you are afraid. Surrender to me. Be my slave. I may choose to let you live. At that time, I will conquer Natasha in front of you. I will let you suffer in pain. I will let you life is better than death. Ha ha ha. Duke Haig roared, looking extremely confident. He thinks he has completely controlled the whole situation. He is the strongest big boss in the world. Although he paid a little price, as long as the final victory belongs to him, then everything is worth it. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1833. It's still unknown who will win the deer. A mere 1-star sanctuary, co-rented and brave. I am the son of God of the Dark Temple. How can I be frightened by you? My uncle Along Saint once injected the supreme dark divine power into me. Fang Fan solemnly started talking nonsense. This Duke of Haig originally came from the Great World, and apparently entered the ruins of the gods in the past few sessions. Then I don't know how to get the Godhead, and then I evaded the obliteration of the rules of the relics of the gods, and I managed to get to the present. But in any case, his identity cannot be changed. Those who are not from the dark camp are from the light camp. Seeing that his moves tend to be dark, they don't seem to be the moves of the light camp, so the preliminary inference should be from the dark camp. Fang Fan didn't know Pope Fang Fan of the dark camp, but he had heard that the commander of the coalition forces in the dark camp was the sage Qi Long, who could just pretend to be a tiger. Sage Along, is Sage Along your uncle? This is impossible. You lied to me. I've never heard of any nephews of Saint Along, don't lie to me. Duke Haig's face flickered with hesitation, but in an instant he became savage, and it was obvious that he was not so easy to fool. You have entered this ruin of the gods for countless tens of thousands of years. How do you know what happened outside? Looking at you, are you also a practitioner of my dark temple? How did you become like this? A look of pity appeared on Fang Fan's face. Fang Fan is quite talented in pretending to be a kid. While speaking, Fang Fan's body couldn't help getting close to Duke Haig. You go back to me. Go back quickly. Who knows what you said is true? Besides, so what if it's true? I, Haig, have sunk into the ruins of the gods for tens of thousands of years, and no one has ever cared about my life. I have severed ties with the ruins of the Dark Temple. Duke Haig had a gloomy face, and then said quite excitedly. He, you don't know this token of the second-rank acting cardinal envoy, do you? This deity has become the acting cardinal envoy of the temple under the arrangement of my uncle Chusaint. If you kill me, do you think you can still live? I don't think you can stay here all your life. You always have to go out. Do you think that with your strength, you can avoid my uncle Chiyu's pursuit? Put down the butcher's knife and become a Buddha immediately. I advise you to think clearly. Everyone is a family, why fight and kill? We should get together and deal with those bastards in the Temple of the Alliance of Light together. We will surely be outstanding at that time, and returning to the Temple of Darkness will be a great achievement. Fang Fan started to fool around in an all-round way, as much as he can fool. At least hold on for now. Facts have proved that a few fools still have a certain effect, at least this Duke Haig showed a hesitant look on his face. Especially after seeing the token of the vice second-rank acting cardinal envoy in Fang Fan's hand, he trembled even more. Tens of thousands of years ago, he was nothing more than a young man in the Dark Temple, and there was a huge distance between him and the deputy second-rank acting cardinal, let alone the distance between him and the Chiyu Saint of the Dark Temple. Up. The Dark Temple is strictly hierarchical, and Duke Haig subconsciously wants to surrender. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shuyu. Chapter 1834. But at the moment of submission, he stood up again with a hideous look on his face. What about the Dark Temple? Now everything he owns is his own. He wants to be the Supreme King. What's the point of falling out completely with the Dark Temple? At worst, I will stay in the ruins of the gods and not go out. Become the unworldly king here. But in order to do this, everyone who knows the secret must be beheaded. With the thought of Duke Haig, the crazy killing intent immediately gathered. Die. Duke Haig snorted, and immediately launched a frenzied attack on Fang Fan, and the speed of the attack became faster and faster. Duke Haig's speed is fast, but Fang Fan's speed is even faster. What he said before was just to lower the vigilance of Duke Haig, and then deal him a fatal blow. It's just a pity that this guy woke up at the last moment. Otherwise, a wave of all-round raids will be carried out at that time. Fang Fan squinted his eyes, secretly thinking in his heart, all kinds of ideas are running wildly in his mind. Slaying Heaven's Sword. Come out. Whoosh whoosh. Clang. Bang bang bang. A silver light flashed, and then directly collided with Duke Haig's saber, making a metal collision sound. The scene once seemed extremely horrifying. Immediately, Fang Fan's body retreated crazily. Puff. Fang Fan spat out a mouthful of reverse blood, his brows furrowed silently. Although at this moment he has used the magical skill Rage God's Fury to raise his combat power from a low-level quasi-sacred realm to an absolute peak quasi-sacred realm, but at this moment, Duke Hague possesses genuine 1-star sanctuary combat power, and before each other the difference is obvious. He. You are vulnerable in front of me. Even if you are the nephew of Saint Ilang, so what? Do you think you are noble? Do you look down on me? Do you think I'm low? Do you think I'm humble? Yes. I used to be the most humble dark priest in the Dark Temple. You high-ranking figures have never even looked at me. Even if you are in a bad mood, if you kill it, you will kill it. How amazing you are. I can't bear to see you like this. The right is amazing. What is there to be proud of when you have a high level of cultivation? No matter how lofty your status is, you might as well fall into my hands now. Ha ha ha. Ah ha ha ha, I will make your life worse than death. I will completely deprive you of your pride. Huh, what kind of pleasure will it be to flog you big shots? Duke Hague seemed to have gone crazy, and while talking, his expression became strange for a while. The look of rage continued, and then he expressed his aggrieved heart. Fang Fan stood there and listened, and now he was even more confused. Co-authored, is this still a gloomy little cynic from the Dark Temple? Still have an extremely strong sense of revenge against those big figures in the Dark Temple? Then didn't my operation just now arouse the hatred in his heart? Fang Fan frowned, maybe he shot himself in the foot? Fang Fan raised his eyebrows, and the feeling of bewilderment became more intense at this moment. Facing Duke Hague, who is like a madman, Fang Fan can only dodge around. Then what kind of brother? Let's have a discussion. Actually, I'm not some deputy second-rank acting cardinal envoy of the Dark Temple. I'm actually a member of the Temple of the Alliance of Light. Since you are living so aggrieved in the Temple of Darkness, why don't you run over and follow me? I will protect you from now on. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1835. Fang Fan shrugged and said sincerely. It's not easy to meet a young angry youth from the Dark Temple. Seeing the appearance of this dear friend, he has suffered a lot before. The Temple of the Alliance of Light. You lied to me. Why did you lie to me? I originally wanted to arrest you and flog you well, so as to relieve the hatred in my heart, but now, the desire to flog you is gone now. The refreshing feeling is gone. If you lie to me, why don't you keep lying to me? You are so inattentive. How can you? Duke Hague's eyes widened, and his eyeballs almost popped out as he spoke. Various thoughts churned in his mind, and his complexion twitched after a while. All kinds of feelings are very profound. Fang Fan's words stimulated his fragile heart even more. At this moment, the speed of attacking became faster and faster, and the idea of killing was also frantically gathering in his mind. When the Duke of Hague's 1-star sanctuary realm burst out, it was still extremely strong. I wanted to accept you as my younger brother, and I wanted to die myself, so I can't blame me. Fang Fan squinted his eyes, all kinds of thoughts were churning in his mind, and the smile on the corner of his mouth was very real. Silver armored puppet. Out. Fang Fan let out a soft drink, and his explosive power burst forth immediately, bringing an overwhelming sense of urgency. Immediately, a puppet wrapped in a silver stomach appeared directly. The silver-armored puppet is in the 5-star sanctuary realm. It has always been Fang Fan's trump card combat power. When the silver-armored puppet rushed over, the battle was boundless. Duke Hague's eyes widened, and he couldn't help showing a look of vigilance on his face. Then his eyes were all focused on this, and he seemed a little nervous. At this moment, it would be a lie to say that I have no feelings at all, and if I am a little careless, the whole thing will collapse. He felt a pressure from the silver-armored puppet in front of him. Clang. The weapon in the silver armored puppet's hand collided with the saber in Duke Haig's hand. Immediately there was a metal collision sound. Boom. The body of the silver armored puppet suddenly retreated hundreds of meters rapidly, and sparks shot out from its body. Fang Fan. This is playing with a hammer. You are a silver armored puppet in the 5-star sanctuary, why are you so vulnerable? Millions of star cores are consumed every minute to make energy, so it can't be such a pit. Fang Fan opened his mouth, feeling more and more speechless. The silver armored puppet in the 5-star sanctuary was actually suppressed by the power of rules in the ruins of the gods, and its combat power was directly compressed to the level of a low-level quasi-sage. At first, I wanted to let the silver armored puppet stabilize the overall situation, but now it seems that this wish has come to nothing. Fang Fan frowned silently, and couldn't help but fall into infinite contemplation. To be precise, the current situation is actually very serious. Ha ha ha, ah ha ha ha. That's it? That's it? I thought you were so powerful with this thing. Let the Duke go all out. It turned out to be so vulnerable. Trash. Trash. Ha 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 ha. I can't do it, I'm going to die laughing. Puff ha ha ha. Fang Fan. Kneel down and surrender. Kneel up and surrender, and I will let you die slowly. If you persist in your obsession, I will kill you right now. Duke Haig held his head high, and immediately became arrogant. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1836. Boy Fang Fan. Come on. I'll go. Kill him. Kill him quickly. He has a godhead. Don't let him get away. Godhead is in front. Cough, cough cough cough. Bai Piao spat out blood, his eyes widened instantly, and while talking, the excited expression on his face was vividly displayed. What he was thinking about was still the godhead in Duke Haig. It's time for my combat power bonus. Rage of the Rage God magic skill has expired for 10 minutes. I'm a low-level quasi-jihadist right now. Fang Fan glanced at Bai Piao's position, then shrugged and said. How seemingly endless rain. That's probably how it feels. Unlucky enough to catch up with one. Fang Fan shrugged, the situation collapsed to this point, he is also very innocent. Now even with his magical skill of mobilizing the Rage God Servant God, with the help of all the Rage God Servant God's power, he can't hold on. After all, they are only low-level quasi-jihad forces now. I see AO. Then what to do? Let your kid be so sloppy, slap a hammer. Why didn't you think of the flirting with the queen just now? Damn it, now I have to drag the remnant body up. Bai Piao swears and curses at the side, while talking, the corners of his mouth start to twitch unnaturally. Facing the frenzied attack of Duke Haig, who has 1-star sanctuary strength, even a meat shield like Bai Piao seems to be under great pressure. Now it is completely supported by the blood bar. Of course, this guy's blood bar has never disappointed. The silver armored puppet doesn't work. The magical skill Rage of the Rage God can't be used for the time being. Cards, the cards on me, I don't know if there is a limit. Fang Fan took a deep breath, sharp rays of light flickered in his eyes, this is a brand new thinking mode. The first, Holy Level Imprisonment card. Holy Imprisonment card, after using it, you can directly imprison 5-star sanctuary and below level practitioners for 3 seconds. It is useful, but the effect is so-so. Holy Formation card, after opening, you will randomly get a Holy Formation, which has the effect of killing, trapping, and confusing enemies. This Holy Formation card is not bad, but it's a bit extravagant. Holy Skeleton Lord Summoning card. After opening, summon a 5-star Sacred Realm Skeleton Lord for 10 minutes. It will be sent back automatically after 10 minutes. Holy Skeleton Lord Summoning card. Even if it is summoned, it will probably be suppressed by the rules in the Ruins of the Gods. On the whole, the Holy Formation card is more reliable. Fang Fan exhaled, although he felt that he was a bit overqualified, but the situation was stronger than others, and it was at this time, if he didn't stabilize the battle situation, the scene would really collapse. Use the Holy Formation card. Ding. Successfully used the card. Obtain the Holy Sword Formation. Ding. Do you choose to directly deploy the Holy Sword Formation? Deploy directly, deploy to Duke Hague. Fang Fan squinted his eyes, then moved his thoughts slightly again, and said coldly. Whoosh whoosh. Suddenly a silver sword flashed. Countless sword lights concentrated in the sky, giving people a sense of shock and horror from the heart. Countless jade immortal swords gathered together, then suddenly dispersed, and spread out in all directions around. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1837. Looking at it from Fang Fan's point of view, there were at least tens of thousands of silver Xuxian swords flickering at that moment. Then it was directly inserted around the Duke of Hague, directly including him. At this moment, Fang Fan has an idea that he can move the long swords in front of him at will, and make them kill people. The scene was once extremely sensational. At this moment, Fang Fan only needs to move his mind to completely control the Xuxian formation in front of him. What are these things? Damn it! Why is my combat power plummeting? No. Impossible. Let me out. Let me out. Duke Hague's eyes widened, and a look of horror could not help but appear on his face. Then there was a burst of roaring. The eyeballs were wide open, and various thoughts were churning in his mind. At this moment, Bai Piao was lying on the ground with a weak face, spitting out a mouthful of bloody phlegm. Phew, damn, I almost confessed here. The deterrent power of Godhead, so strong. It's a good thing Fang Fan managed to survive the battle in the end, otherwise this wave would be really cold. Bai Piao clenched his teeth, and then couldn't help making a series of complaints. While talking, his eyes glanced around, and then he randomly found a direction to go out. Boom. I see AO. It hurts me to death as an envoy of God. Boy Fang Fan, you want to kill this envoy. Quick, let me out. Bai Piao collided with the Xuxian sword outside, and then his eyeballs rolled in pain. That kind of pain is simply beyond the reach of ordinary people. It's so humming hard. It exploded in minutes. Fang Fan squinted his eyes and glanced at Bai Piao's position, then waved his hand and opened a sword door directly in front of him, probably allowing him to come out. Come out faster. Don't blot. Seeing that Bai Piao was still looking around, Fang Fan hurriedly urged. Oh, okay. Bai Piao nodded, then hurriedly rushed out. At this time, Duke Hague naturally discovered the loophole here. Especially when he saw Bai Piao was about to walk out of the sword gate, he immediately showed an anxious look on his face. After some collisions, he also found out that the magic circle is so terrifying that it has almost no flaws. And it made him hard to guard against. If you are not careful, there will be several swords coming directly towards you to assassinate you, and your life will be killed in minutes. If he continues to hang around here, I'm afraid it won't be long before he will really die completely. At this moment, he only wanted to rush over and go out with Bai Piao. Fang Fan naturally also saw the action of Duke Hague, and then with a thought, he manipulated the other Xuxian swords in the Xuxian sword formation to directly attack and kill Duke Hague. Duke Haig was running ahead, surrounded by hundreds of Zhu Xianjian. Just as Bai Piao was about to run out completely, Duke Haig arrived. Immediately, he grabbed Bai Piao's right foot and held it firmly. He knew very well that if Bai Piao was allowed to go out completely, the possibility of his escape would be basically zero when the sword array was completely sealed. If you hang on at this time, maybe there is still a little hope. Damn, don't grab my feet. Let go. Let go. My cao. You are a humming pervert. Are Lao Z's feet so fun? Don't scratch, itch. Bai Piao cursed and was completely speechless at the moment. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1838. Now most of his body is out of the Zuxian sword formation, only that leg is so undead, being held in it by Duke Haig. Can't pull it out at the moment. I don't know how to complain. Hee, let go of you, isn't this Duke about to die? Do you think the Duke is so stupid? If you want to survive, let Fang Fan withdraw the sword formation for me. Let's go out together. If you want to use this method to entrap me, there is no way. Duke Haig gritted his teeth and said, then hugged Bai Piao's thigh tightly, and now he was unwilling to let go. He is not stupid, and he is also very clear that if he lets go now, his life will really be in jeopardy. Even if it's to save his dog's life, he must hold on to it thoroughly. This is the major premise. Fang Fan strode to the front of the Zuxian sword formation, looking at the posture of Bai Piao and Duke Haig at this moment, his face was speechless. This seemed very embarrassing. Boy Fang Fan, save me, help me quickly, my leg, I'm in too much trouble. Bai Piao looked at Fang Fan, while talking, then subconsciously pulled his right leg forward, but there was no response, which made him feel frustrated and desperate for a while. Or, saw off this leg. Fang Fan curled his lips, then shrugged and said. In this state, it is not easy for him to control the Zuxian sword formation. If the entire sword formation of Immortal Executioner is opened, Duke Haig will definitely follow him, so what should we do then? Wouldn't it be more scalp numbing? Fang Fan let out a breath, his eyebrows moved slightly. Fang Fan, let me out. Let me out. Hee, in this way, he won't die, and I won't die either. Isn't this everyone's happy? Don't worry, after you let me out, I won't attack you again, I already know how powerful you are, and I will take people away directly. I swear that I will never step into the capital of Shu Kingdom. In this way, you will be able to stay with Queen Natasha forever. How about it? I've already made concessions to this extent, so you should give in some more, right? Otherwise, let me tell you, I'm not easy to provoke. If you really provoke me, you should know what to do, right? I think you attach great importance to this guy, is he your brother? You don't want him to die either, do you? Duke Haig's eyeballs rolled rapidly, and now he just wanted to survive. In order to live, he is willing to do anything. Shut up. Too noisy. Fang Fan frowned, and scolded directly, talking nonsense, did you give me shame? Cheering, is it really exciting? Fang Fan curled his lips, narrowed his eyes secretly, and the thoughts in his heart gradually took off. Immediately, he took out the Zhantian sword and tried it back and forth on Bai Piao's thigh. Bai Piao's body trembled, and his eyes instantly widened. You really want to stab my leg? Boy Fang Fan, although I don't treat you very respectfully on weekdays, but it's not bad. You can't do this, I have made great contributions to you. I'll go, I'm afraid of pain. Bai Piao's lips trembled, he hadn't started yet, so he just started yelling over there. This bit of courage is vividly displayed. Besides this method, what other good method do you have? When the leg is broken, use a healing card and it will grow back. But if that guy is released, I won't be able to deploy the second Jade Immortal Sword formation. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1839. Fang Fan glanced at Bai Biao and said directly. This is a very clear fact right now and must be acknowledged. It seems to be true. Then you strike, be gentle when you strike, I'm really afraid of pain. Bai Biao stiffened his neck, and the muscles at the corners of his mouth were twitching. He is too difficult. What do you want to do? Don't do this. This is a living leg. If you say it will be amputated, it will be amputated. You let me out? Let me out. Fang Fan. Fang Fan's son. You and I are at odds with each other. I'm going to kill you. Kill you. I regret not getting rid of you sooner. Ah. Duke Haig hugged Bai Biao's thigh tightly, and then screamed from the side. In the words, the feeling is deep. Fang Fan opened his mouth, the desire to complain is very strong at this moment. Inexplicably feel that what is going on with the nonsense. Fang Fan glanced at his mouth, ignored the Duke Haig at all, and then directly manipulated the Zhantian sword to chop towards Bai Biao's thigh. Boom. Bang bang bang. As Fang Fan slashed, the expression on his face became more and more strange. It seems that this is not flesh and blood at all, but an indestructible meteorite from the sky. Fang Fan tried to cut it more than a dozen times, all the time. There were just some white marks on it, and then some faint blood stains gradually appeared. Ah, ow ow ow, woo woo. It hurts, it hurts. It hurts Lao Zi to death. Boy Fang Fan, you cut through the mess quickly. Solve it quickly. I can't hold it anymore. What the hell, this hurts too much. Can you do it? The corners of Bai Biao's mouth twitched in pain, while talking, his body trembled. You are copper-skinned and iron-framed. Fang Fan cut a few more times with a dark face, but it was still useless. It is not without reason that Bai Biao can become the #1 meat shield under his command. His super strong defense directly crushes all dissatisfaction. Whirring. Then what should I do? Damn it, could it be that I'm just lying here like this? It's too difficult for me. I can't stay here with this guy for the rest of my life. Bai Biao clenched her teeth, completely stupefied at the moment. What kind of beast life is this? Don't be too difficult. Life is short, enjoy yourself in time, these are the truth. Fang Fan opened his mouth, and he glanced at the Zuxian sword formation in front of him. At this moment, there is really no good solution. Ha ha ha, cutting continuously, it's good to chop continuously. I can live again. Tisk tisk tisk, Fang Fan, you can't kill me. You are destined not to kill me. Even if you have countless plots and tricks, so what? In the end, you can only watch me unable to move inside. I'll wait, I'll keep waiting. When I find an opportunity, you will be finished. Completely finished. I will come out, I will definitely come out, I will seek revenge on you. I will completely wipe you out. Just wait. This day will not be far away. Duke Haig gritted his teeth, and then said very viciously. As he spoke, his pupils widened instantly, and the eyes were full of resentment and killing intent. Obviously, it has become an endless relationship, which cannot be reconciled at all. The scene once reached a deadlock. Looking at the indestructible Zuxian sword formation, Fang Fan felt a headache for no reason. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1840. Originally, the purpose of arranging the Zuxian sword formation was to strangle Duke Haig. Moreover, the power of Zuxian sword formation is also very good, in line with Fang Fan's expectations. Now its equivalent to everything is ready, but when it's time to call it a day, what happened in front of me? Bai Piao got stuck here. One of his legs connects the Jade Immortal Sword formation and the outside world, so that a passage is created in it, and the power of the Jade Immortal Sword formation cannot be exerted. Now Fang Fan had to completely open the Zuxian sword formation, toss out both Bai Piao and Duke Haig, and then implement the strategy. However, the consequences of doing so are extremely serious, and it is very likely that the Duke of Haig will rise in place, and it will not be so easy to clean up by then. Or let Bai Piao guard here, just stay like this. The Immortal Jade formation also has a time limit. Generally speaking, such a sword formation can only be arranged for about 3 days at the beginning, and then it will collapse on its own due to exhaustion of energy. This is still in an ideal state. If Duke Haig is tossing around in it, more time will be wasted. Fang Fan took a deep breath, feeling his scalp tingling inexplicably at this moment. It is inappropriate to do anything now, as if the road ahead is blocked. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes secretly, lost in thought. Prince, perhaps, I can help. Queen Natasha walked over from the side, her red wedding dress looked extremely eye-catching. While speaking, the expression on his face gradually became gentle and abnormal. Fang Fan subconsciously hugged Queen Natasha's waist, with a smile on his face. What can you do? This Bai Piao's leg can't be cut off at all. You can't let this Duke Haig out together, can you? Fang Fan narrowed his eyes, with a puzzled look on his face. You can use Chu's magic water. Queen Natasha suddenly took out a small black bottle with a confident smile on her face. Chu's magic water. Fang Fan was slightly taken aback, a little confused about Natasha's operation. Fang Fan couldn't understand Chi Yu's magic water, but Duke Haig obviously knew it. When he heard about Chi Yu's magic water, a frightened look appeared on his face. No, do not want. Queen Natasha, you are crazy, you are so vicious and vicious. This is the devil's water, can't be released. You will all be in bad luck, don't be impulsive. Fang Fan, don't listen to this woman, she is a lunatic. She clearly wants to use you. Can we talk about peace? Can we live in peace? I don't want anything, I will give it all to you, I just want to save one life. Don't you want the Godhead? I'll give it to you. Give it all to you, as long as you let me go first, let me get out of here first, I will give you the Godhead. While Duke Haig was talking, his eyeballs were rolling rapidly. From his eager attitude and words, it can be heard that he is infinitely afraid of this Chi Yu magic water. The curious look on Fang Fan's face became more and more serious. The Duke of Haig had always had a soft and hard attitude before. Why is he so frightened by a small black bottle now? Probably feeling Fang Fan's doubts, Natasha smiled slightly, and then said, this Chu magic water is a special product of my Chu kingdom, it is extremely radioactive and can corrode everything in the world. You just need to pour out a little bit, and let Chi Yu's magic water flow onto Duke Haig's arm, corroding his hands, and naturally he can only be captured without a fight.